Hello, Stampers. This is Barb Reed, the Wexford Stamper, and happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So excited to be here on Tuesday evening, and I hope everyone is having a good start to their week. Hi, Joanne. Hello, hello. And tonight is our last project that features the Butterfly Kisses suite. Let me go ahead and show that to you. I have a picture right here. This shows all the goodies that come with the suite. And we have the wonderful 6x6 paper, and we have the great stamps, photopolymer stamps, and the coordinating die cuts, and some really, really great little embellishments. So this has been a wonderful, wonderful suite. I've had so much fun creating with it, but we have to move on to another one, don't we, Stampers? And starting in 2 weeks, next week, I will be on vacation, but the week after, I will be starting a series using the Tea Boutique suite. So be ready for that. I'm really excited about that. And this month, I am actually offering the Tea Boutique card kit to get to make 12 cards, 4 different designs. And that is my card kit. You can come here on the date on the 29th to create the kit here, to create your cards, or you can get a to-go kit. So I'm very much looking forward to making those cards, but the Tea Boutique is the one that is next for my creations. So hello girls, you're back for more, Deb and Renee. Good for you guys. All right, this last one is kind of a quick, fun tutorial. And you guys remember last year I did a lot with slimline cards, and they were long, slim cards, thus the name. But tonight, I'm going to be sharing with you how to make these mini slimline cards. And the reason I really love them, actually there's 2 reasons. The card base is made out of a 6x6 piece of paper of the DSP. That's number 1, I love them. And number 2, if you're in a rush, you can slip them into the small business envelopes and they fit perfectly. Look at that. So this is a great card that you can make nice and quickly and get them sent quickly as well. But these are mini slimline, and I love this design. So I'm going to make one that's different, a little different than this one, but it will have a lot of the same elements. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be using a piece of the In Color 6x6 Designer Series paper, mostly because I have run out of my butterfly paper. I didn't have a single full sheet left. So you know how much I've been using it. All right, now, as you can remember, I'm always going to have a PDF downloadable on my blog. So at the completion of this video, I will post the video on my blog, and then there will also be a link to download a printable PDF if you'd like to have all that. But this has a lot of very, very simple dimensions. This one isn't hard. So this is going to be our card base. This is the beautiful Starry Night, Starry Sky DSP, the new In Color. I'm going to call it Starry Night, and I'm trying not to, but it happened again. And what you're going to do for your card base is it's 6x6. That's how it comes straight out of the pack. And you're just going to score at 3 and then just fold it on over and grab your bone folder, and there you go. There is your card base. How easy is that? Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and put a piece inside for your sentiment. Now this is cut at 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. Okay, let me grab my glue here very quickly. And because this is a DSP card base, it really helps to put this piece in it to give it a little more body. Okay, so I put this in on the back side of my card base, and this is really cool that you have the color on the inside as well. I love it. So now you're ready to do some embellishing on the front. Now let me show you what I did to make my butterflies today. I made them a little different use than I have in the past. Now what I did, I'm going to pull out all of my dies here, and I'm going to show you how you make these little overlays here. These pieces that have holes so you can see the paper through the bottom, but they are still, actually these are made out of cardstock, but you could use your DSP if you want to as well. You know you have these pieces, and these are to cut out the stamped images of the wings, but if you put this piece, and then you're going to have a piece that looks like this. Okay, if you put that in the center like that and run it through the die cut machine together like that, you're going to get something that looks like this. Whoops, and there's a little piece poked out. So this cuts out it as an overlay. Okay, it cuts it out on the outside, but then you have this part that you put inside, run them through together, and you come out with this kind of a overlay that you can put over your wings. Okay, and then the other one I did that with is this one here. Okay, I used this die, and I used this center. Nope. Yep, I used the polka dot center. So to run it through, I took cardstock and I ran this with this inside, so both pieces together, and I was able to get that. Okay, so you have an overlay with the polka dots there. So that's another way that you can use these dies rather than just cutting out images from the designer series paper or the stamped images. So this is another way, and I love it, and I love using it. And then let me show you what else I cut out here to create my 2 little butterflies. So here I have all of my overlays. They're going to go like this. Okay, there they are. Now, I also cut out some of the designer series paper using just the outside die, and those are going to go with the overlay. Okay, so I'm going to take just a little bit of glue. You don't have to overdo it, and I didn't really worry about the whole wing staying attached because I like to kind of bend it up a little bit so it looks a little more 3D. So I don't worry about trying to get the whole overlay to stay attached to the designer series paper. Here's another one. I have, let's do this side. Okay, and we're going to put that with this one here. So I'm going to take the overlay, and that's just going to go over that piece of designer series paper. Just a couple little dots here on the back, and then just lay it right on top. Okay, now let's do the same with these 2 here. I cut out these cute little flowers here, and I'm going to just attach this overlay on here. So it makes another kind of look that you can make with your butterflies. So many options. That's what I loved so much about this suite. I've had butterflies, you know, Stampin' Up! Has had butterflies in their catalogs before, but I just thought these were many more options, a little more whimsical. Most of the other ones were more realistic. And I kind of like these better. All right, let me show you how we're going to put the butterflies together. And I also cut out 2 of the large bodies using crushed curry. All right, so what we're going to do is the striped overlay is going to go on the top wings, and these are going to go on the bottom. You're going to put them up close to each other. Then you're going to take one of your bodies, a little bit of glue on the back, take some of that away, and then that can go right over top of your wings. And we're going to let that sit for a little bit while we put our other butterfly together. Okay, we've got the striped on top, polka dot on the bottom, a little bit of glue on the back. And then we're just going to lay that carefully right in the center of your wings. All right, so there are our butterflies. We're going to put those aside for now. Let's bring our card base in. I'm also going to include on the card base this 2-inch strip. It's 2 inches by 6 inches. And before I attach it, I'm going to do a little bit of stamping. And I'm going to use the stamp from the set that says All the Love. And I'm going to stamp it in Starry Sky. There, I got it right that time. As far over as I can to the right-hand side. All right, now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to find a good spot for our butterflies. So I think I'm going to go ahead and adhere this strip that we just stamped, and that's going to go right on the front, about the same amount of cardstock at the top and bottom. All right, very good. Okay, now I'm gonna hold that, keep that flatter. There we go. Now I'm gonna bring in these squares. These are basic white cardstock squares. They are cut at 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and I'm just going to place them like this on the front of my card. Okay, being sure that it's not going above or below my card front. So just a little bit. I'm getting it close as I can to my words. A little bit above, a little bit below. Same thing with this one. It's going to go this way. Okay. And then we're just going to go ahead and use some dimensionals and put the cute little butterflies right on top. All right, we got them spread out as best we can. All right, now we're going to grab our butterflies. They're nice and dry now. And now you can take a little bit of time, if you'd like, and pull apart the overlay and the back of the wing and give it a little more depth. Okay, you can do that with both of your butterflies. Then I'm going to turn it over, grab a couple of dimensionals, put one on this guy. Okay, he's going to go right here. And then same for him. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of zhuzhing and floofing. Make that butterfly look a little more three-dimensional. These are just adorable little butterflies. Then I'm going to go ahead and place him with a dimensional right here on the side of the card. Oop, now I think I'm going to make him lean the other way. Let me try that again. I had them both leaning one way, and this way we're going to do both. There we go. So there is the front of the card. Isn't that so cute? You can always bring in some of the great little flower embellishments and embellish it a little more. But I think that just came out adorable. And remember, It will fit into that small business envelope with no problem. There you go. So that is a great tip if you're in a hurry to make a slimline envelope. The small mini slimlines fit in the small business envelope, and the larger slimlines fit in the large business envelope. So if you're in a jam and you're not don't have time to make an envelope, you can always use those. You should have those around the house. All right, one more thing I wanted to show you is I made these cute little butterflies using these fruit smoothie little Blistex lip balms, and I thought these were really cute. All I did was make the butterflies just like I did for my card, but I used a piece of tearing tape and just adhered it right to the little lip balm. And I thought that was a great little gift, maybe for a back to school gift, or it would be a cute little topper for a package. You could put a little butterfly on top. But I was able to find these cute little Blistex lip smoothies at my supermarket, and they had 3 different flavors, so of course I had to make 3 little butterflies. But these are just a cute, quick little gift you can put together using the little butterfly die cuts. So that is all I have to share for this evening. Remember, next week I will not be here. I'm going to be on vacation, so I'll see you in 2 weeks. And starting in 2 weeks, we will be I'll be sharing projects using the Tea Boutique Suite. So have a wonderful rest of the week, and don't forget to keep on stamping. Bye now.